I'm going to make another classic holiday dish. It's called mac and cheese. Not the boxed version, okay? I'm making this as close to homemade as I can. Mac and cheese was born in France. This is what the French did when they got a hold of Italian pasta. They added butter and cheese to it. Thomas Jefferson brought the dish back from France to his plantation in Monticello, and his slaves learned how to make it, and then it spread from there all across the South. Some people believe it was born in Louisiana because of the French population there. They might have tweaked it a little, I don't know. What makes mac and cheese special is the variety of cheese that you use to make the sauce. I've chosen Gruyere, which is a classic French cheese, one of my favorites, I love it. Parmesan, and sharp cheddar. I'm only using half of each one of these blocks, and I'm only going to cook a ½ pound of shells. I'm going to grate this cheese off camera, and then I'll show you how to make mac and cheese. I've got my burner on a medium-high setting. That's about a 3. First thing I want to do is melt 2 tablespoons of butter. Now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm going to make a roux. Now I'm adding 1 cup of scalded milk. Now I'm going to take it off the burner and add in my cheese. I have 11½ ounces of cheese here. I'm going to add it in gradually, a handful at a time, and stir it until it melts. If this cheese sauce starts to cool off, you can put it back on a low burner, just enough to keep it warm. You have to beat this cheese till it's smooth. Now I'm going to add some heavy cream to it. Just a little bit. That little bit of cream is going to smooth out that sauce and make it liquid. It should have a pourable consistency. That's perfect. Now I'm going to add the bacon to it. I'm going to let that cool off, and then I'll check it for seasoning. This is one of those times when I need 2 burners. A little bit of kosher salt, and I'm going to add a little bit of applewood smoke flavoring to the water and let it flavor my pasta. The type of Gruyere cheese that I used in my sauce is an applewood smoked Gruyere. It's got the right amount of salt, I'm going to add just a little bit of pepper. Just a little. I've got 2 cups of pasta here that I'm going to pour into this boiling water. When it comes back up to a boil, I'm going to cook it for 6 minutes. Okay, this pasta is al dente. You'll know it when you bite into it and it has a chew. Al dente means to the tooth. You shouldn't have any hard core in the center, but it should be firm. Now, I'm going to transfer the pasta into the cheese sauce. I'm not going to rinse it, and I'm not going to worry about that little bit of water that's inside the shells. I actually need that water to loosen up the sauce a little bit more. I'm going to set that pan aside and reserve the pasta water and put this pan on the burner. And I've turned my burner back down to 3. Now I'm going to add some of the pasta water to it. The secret to really good mac and cheese is you want to cook it till it's just al dente and then add enough pasta water into the pasta and cheese sauce so that the additional water will continue cooking the pasta and all of that cheesy goodness will get cooked right into the pasta. That's what makes a really good mac and cheese. And it all takes place in the oven. And I'm going to add a little more water. I want this to be nice and liquid, and it's going to thicken up in the oven. One last test for seasoning. A little more pepper. I didn't add any salt to it because the cheese is really salty, and I added salt to the pasta water. The bacon is salty. It doesn't need any additional salt. Now the pasta goes into the pan. Y'all, people eat mac and cheese almost every day in the South, but on Christmas, you gotta make it special. I mean, really, we eat that boxed yellowish orange mac and cheese crap all year round. Why not make it special and make it not orange, okay? I've seen white mac and cheese, and it's just as good as the orange stuff. So mix it up for the holidays and make it special. That is mac and cheese. It don't get no better, y'all. I'm gonna stir this up because it's starting to stick to the pan a little bit. I know it's done, but I'm gonna check this pasta anyway. Perfect. Now the breadcrumbs go on. Now I'm putting this mac and cheese in my electric oven on the broil setting so it'll toast the breadcrumbs on top. My propane oven won't do that. Now that is real mac and cheese, y'all. Here's mac and cheese, y'all. This is delicious. That bacon, because bacon makes everything taste better, right? And just this natural block freshly shredded cheese. It's not that Velveeta crap. Y'all can use Velveeta if you want to. It's fine, but I really prefer my mac and cheese without it. There's one drawback to serving mac and cheese. Because it's a pasta dish, it waits for no one. If you're keeping it warm with a chafing dish or a roasting oven, you need to continually add a little bit of milk to it, stir it up, let it reheat in order to keep it creamy, because it will separate and it'll coagulate and it'll stick together and it burns easily, and it's really a nightmare. But people love it for the holidays. If you want to reheat mac and cheese in a microwave or even on a little saucepan on the stove, you add milk to it. Just add a little bit of milk, stir it up, and continue heating it. Let it steam, and it'll reconstitute and unstick itself, but I'm afraid the graininess is going to be an issue if you're using natural cheese. But other than that, if you want to take on the challenge of a classic Southern dish, y'all go right ahead. I'll see y'all later. Bye.